we have to caveat this one because this is probably the most difficult one to pick this week. Warriors Broncos. So at the time of recording, there is still no news on Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He is staring down the barrel of a one-game ban due to a shoulder charge, but still named at one.
I'll confirm it for you. Roger's out for a week.
Oh, geez. Okay, so just as we are recording then, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is out this week, will not play. Yeah, so I've gone Broncos. I get the feeling that you're probably going to join me on the Broncos on this one.
I had picked Warriors pending the result of that. Now that I know that Roger's out, I'm going Broncos too. And again, I said it last week. I tipped the Broncos with no vein of confidence. Thank you very much for convincing me otherwise, you sly scumbag. But no Roger, in all likelihood, sees Beal come in to the side and go to fullback. Alternatively, Beal into the centres and Hiku will go to the one. Roger's just too much for that team. Roger and Tommy Turbo must need back surgery in the next couple of years with how they are forced to carry the team on their shoulders. I don't know what to tell you about this game. I have no confidence picking the Broncos. Corey Pay may come back. He's named in the extended squad. I said it on the review last week that Oates needed to be dropped. And if I was Seabold, I would drop him to make a statement. He's done that. He's brought Zarko onto the wing and who is that? Reece Kennedy into the pack.
Yeah.
The Broncos need to find a spark. They have to find a spark. And I don't know where it's coming from. The more I say it, the more I think about it out loud, the more I still think Warriors.
It's awful. It's awful. And these teams are so hard to pick because you look at their previous meetings. I think we looked the other day, it was 19 in favour of the Warriors, 18 in favour of the Broncos, and a draw. There's literally nothing splitting these teams, and it is always a really close, low-scoring game. And I think it will still be that way as well. But I look at the Warriors lineup, and I think with Tuivasa-Sheck gone, I think what will happen is Harris Tavita comes out of the 14, goes to fullback, because you've got Wade Egan back this week, and you have Lawton on the bench as well. So there's your rotation playmaker. And then it's a toss-up between Isaiah Papali and King Vuniyayawa as to who comes in and just adds a little bit of bulk to that bench. Because when you've got Harris Tavita and Lawton on the bench, you realistically don't need that many playmakers. It's not going to make that much of a difference either. You saw it last week with the Broncos. You come with too many playmakers, you lose a forward. You're essentially up the old creek without a paddle. And in the same vein as well, look at the Broncos. Dearden on the bench again. Still no change in the halves, which does disappoint me, to be honest. Azarko back to the wing, as you mentioned. I think going the Broncos is the lesser of two evils. It's not that I think that the Broncos are a better side. I just don't see the Warriors winning without Tuivasa-Sheck, and it's just lesser of two evils for me. I just think it's that the Broncos are going to be less terrible than the Warriors are going to be this week.
As you were talking, I was putting a multi on, and I've gone the Warriors head-to-head on the multi. I don't know why. My gut is saying Warriors, so I'm following my gut. I'm going to go my gut. I'm not joining you. I'm going the Warriors. I'm tossing and turning one. I only say it because I think Tohu Harris steps up. I think he'll lead this forward pack. Jack Murchie is probably going to have his best game. I'm calling it now. They have some brute coming off the bench in Hetherington that I don't think they've had for a quick minute. I kind of expect Cody Nikorima to target Milford and his soft defense as well. And if they do put Hiku at the back, he has previous experience playing fullback. So I'm basing this off the fact that Hiku goes to fullback, they bring Beale into the centres, and to be fair, they also have Fusatua and Mamalo playing on the wing for the first time this year. Nikorima and Green are going to have a field day kicking towards Isako. He's going to bomb a couple. The Fuss and Mamalo will clean up. I'm going with my gut. I'm saying the Warriors.
I have such an abusive relationship with the Broncos. Every time I think they've changed, they hurt me again. And do you know what? I'm a sucker for it. I'm going to go Broncos again, and I really have no confidence, and I really don't want to, because they are a god-awful side this year. But without Tuivasa-Sheck leading from the back, it just doesn't seem likely to me. Yeah, I had a look, Hetherington coming off the bench. He's going to be keen to impress because he's only on loan, and he'll want to go back after a month to the Panthers and try and get himself into the starting lineup there. But you got Carrigan back in at 13 over Offa Hengawe. He's suspended now, out for 3 weeks. I'm gonna say, and please don't get at me if this doesn't come in, I'm gonna go Broncos to win by any score, just Broncos on a flat, and I'm gonna go winning margin 1-12. You'd be better off going probably any team 1-12, to be honest, because of how tight this always is of an affair. But yeah, I'm going to go Broncos flat and maybe Broncos 1-12.
Let me put one thought into your head, and then we'll move on.
Please don't.
Matt Lodge is in doubt with his knee injury. He has a history. Their bench currently is Dearden, Flegler, Kennedy, Teo. Teo is a second rower. He's not a prop. Kennedy, is useful. He's a useful forward, but is he potentially starting prop? Flegler will start if Lodge doesn't play, but that means you lose the brute coming off the bench. Their current reserves are Oates, Corey Pay, Richie Kenner, Jamil Hopewadi. Hopewadi, a second rower. Coates, wing second rower. Corey Pay, out-and-out hooker. Richie Kenner, a winger. There is no out-and-out brute forward in that reserve list that can come onto that bench and be an impact.
How dare you provide me with reasonable logic in such an irrational decision?
You did that last week.
Yeah, and look where you ended up. Right, I'm gonna go Broncos. That's it. We're moving on before we get stuck on this one. Right.